Carl and Damon here from Brrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for short. And it's They Made What into a TV series. We are doing something a little bit different this time. We're doing something that isn't adapted from a video game. We never said specifically that it would always be video games. Yep. We've always wanted to do any adaptions where it was something that you're like, huh? And this is a proper, huh? Because what we're looking at here is Roughnecks Starship Troopers Chronicles, a CGI animated television series based on the 1959 novel Starship Troopers by Robert A. Heinlein and the 1997 film adaptation. Now, like a lot of you, I was only ever familiar with the movie. So when I saw this animated series, I'm like, wait, that movie was adult? What do you mean? Like, that was an adult movie that had nudity, it had sex, it had swearing, violence, death, destruction. Yep. How does that translate to a CG animated series?
A series that was on at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it was an odd one.
Yeah. And
this is a nostalgia trip for us. We watched Roughnecks, most of it, not all of it, back when we were younger. Yeah. That's the thing. This is my return to it in a very, very long time. It's been a very long time since I've seen any of this stuff. So what we're going to be doing is talking through the campaigns. Now, conveniently, for DVD release, they end up splitting the show up into the campaigns because that's how it works. Yeah. Several episodes in one location is considered this campaign. Several episodes in this location is considered that campaign. And that's how the story goes. We start with the Pluto Campaign, which is what this video is about. Yep. 5 episodes about Pluto and the Roughnecks. Now, we will get in a little more detail about exactly what that is and what it consists of as we go on. But first things first, it should be noted that Paul Verhoeven, which is the director of Starship Troopers, actually served as an executive producer on this show. So there is a connection there. That's cool. Overall, the story across the entire show follows the exploits of the Mobile Infantry Squad, Razak's Roughnecks, during the Psychon Bug War between a newly united humanity and the extraterrestrial race known as bugs, sometimes referred to as arachnids. Yep. So if you've seen the film, all of this will seem very, very familiar to you. But what the show does, massively different to the book and the movie, is that it mainly just focuses on the Roughnecks and their missions. Rather than addressing the larger war, we tend to just hear parts of that in voiceover from a certain character, and it just focuses on the Roughnecks' exploits and adventures, so to speak. Yeah, definitely. The series aired for 1 season in the syndicated BKN Kids Network block beginning in August 1999 in the United States and Canada. It was later picked up by the Sci-Fi Channel in the US, along with the rest of the BKN block and Teletoon in Canada. The entire series is available to be streamed on Crackle in the US right now, along with several minisodes. The show combines elements of Verhoeven's film and the original novel, such as the extraterrestrial race known as the Skinnies, powered armor suits, and drop pods. So Skinnies were in the book. Really cool. The series also added some original elements, e.g. the war starting on Pluto, while omitting the political aspects of the original work and the film. The series is divided into 8 story arcs, or campaigns, with 5 episodes each campaign taking place in a different location, as I already said. With a fan campaign begun by the now defunct Roughnecks Chronicle websites, the Pluto Campaign was finally released on DVD. Based on sales, the other arcs were then released on DVD. However, these subsequent DVDs were released in order of popularity, not in chronological order. Yep. How fucking confusing is that? Reminds me of Conquest, doesn't it?
Well, I can tell you, I've got more on DVD, and the order I know they're in on the box, it says a different order. Okay. So for example, the Pluto season 1 on the box has got volume 2. Ugh. So, but obviously, I've got the order it is. But like season 3, it's got volume 1 in it. Yeah, it's very, very confusing. But obviously, I know the right order.
Annoying as fuck. Yeah. The last DVD released was called Trackers, containing an episode that bridged the gaps between the Klendathu campaign and the Homefront campaign DVDs and the 4 clip show episodes. Unlike the other DVDs, Trackers did not have any cast or crew commentaries. Yeah. The DVDs were re-released as a 4-disc Roughnecks Starship Troopers Chronicles, the complete campaign's box set, which consists of stripped-down versions of the individual DVD releases, removing the cast and crew commentaries, and in the United Kingdom edition, the Task campaign is incorrectly listed as Volumes 2 instead of Volume 4. Yep. So that is something what you're talking about there. Yep. Given the success of the earlier DVDs, it was hoped that the sales would encourage Sony to produce a final direct-to-DVD movie to complete the original Homefront campaign story arc. But there have been no new announcements regarding the Roughnecks series. The original production company, Foundation Imaging, has since dissolved. That's a problem.
Yeah, I know.
While the series ends on a cliffhanger, the story editor of the final arc outlined his plan for the final 3 episodes on the crew commentary of the Homefront campaign DVD, which is not included in the box set version.
Yep.
So when we get to that, we will go out of our way to find this commentary. And we will sit and we will listen to it and hopefully be able to talk a little about what his plan was.
Yeah.
Have you heard this already?
I haven't heard it, no.
Oh, okay.
And that's intrigued me a lot because obviously the ending is a cliffhanger.
So what we need to find then is the Homefront campaign DVD, not the box set.
I've got the single DVD.
Check it, see if it's got commentary on it. You want to find the crew commentary. Yeah, not cast commentary, crew.
Yeah, I've got just a single disc. That's all it is.
Okay, interesting. It could be there then. We could already have it. Exciting stuff. So, this video we are going to talk about the Pluto campaign. 5 episodes that take place on Pluto. Cast. Going to fly through all the cast of our Roughnecks, including who they do the voices. This is important.
Yep.
Private, Corporal, Sergeant, Lieutenant, Johnny Rico, voiced by Reno Romano. I like him in this.
Yep.
He's not my Johnny Rico.
No.
That is Casper Van Dien. It is.
Easy.
But this is a decent Rico.
Yep.
Private Isabel Dizzy Flores, voiced by Elizabeth Daly. I find her nothing but irritating.
She is very irritating.
Very fucking irritating. Yep. Lieutenant Jean Razak, voiced by Jamie Haynes. Quality. Yeah. Absolutely.
Best one a lot.
I love Michael Ironside. I fucking love Michael Ironside. Yeah. But this is Razak.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sergeant Francis Bruto, voiced by David DeLuise. He's alright.
Yeah,
he has moments.
Yeah, he has his moments.
Corporal Richard Doc Lacroix, voiced by James Horan. Minor roles. Backup character more than anything else. Yeah. Corporal Jeff Gossard, or Goss, voiced by Vil Fagerback. Gossard, I quite like him.
He's quite important too.
Yeah. Lieutenant Ensign Carmen Ibanez, voiced by Tish Hicks. I've got no feelings on Carmen either way. In the film, I didn't really like her.
Yeah.
In this, I don't really care for either.
Yeah, in this, she has a small role. Again, she plays the love interest.
Yeah. Although not quite as heavy.
Yes, not as heavy now.
Lieutenant/Major Xander Barklow, voiced by Nicholas Guest. His voice is odd. Mm-hmm. However, without giving much away, this character is going to be way more important. Yep. Right now, early, particularly in the Pluto campaign, almost non-existent. Mm-hmm. But what he will become, big deal. Yep. We'll look forward to talking about that. Special Operations Tactician Carl Jenkins, voiced by Ryder Strong. This is a character that, of course, was weirdly played by Neil Patrick Harris in the movie. And it was a nothing role, a bit of a silly one in the movie. In this, I find him way more interesting, intriguing. Particularly the Tophet campaign, the third one, where things kind of come to a boil for his character. And last but not least, Private Robert Paperboy Higgins, voiced by Alexander Polinsky, who often serves as a narrator as well. Partly irritating, partly really lovable.
Yeah, definitely.
I like him.
Yeah.
So, this show has one hell of a kick-ass intro and music. Every single campaign that I loaded up to watch, I let it play.
Okay,
it's killer.
Definitely.
The music, it's the music overall is very strong throughout, but the actual intro, that initial sweeping shot of the following the MI trooper through the thing, I'm like, yeah, man, this is some good shit. The animation also holds it really nicely. I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, considering this come out in the 90s, the CGI, it's still impressive, you know. I mean, I compared it, for me, compared to the Resident Evil to 2021, for me, there's no difference.
Ooh. That's a bold claim.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought the CGI was really, really good.
Fair enough. I mean, I agree it was good, and it does hold up quite nicely. We then get a peppy, I'm doing my part intro for the mobile infantry, so we actually kind of get that sort of military, political thing, and you're a bit like, okay, this is Starship Troopers, but it's the last time you'll see this. It then cuts to ships above Pluto as a voiceover talks about the war. On the warship, the Valley Forge, we find out that the war has been going on since the initial attack, known as Pest Control. We then meet some of the veterans of Pest Control, Bruto, Doc, and Gossard, all members of Razak's Roughnecks, heading back to Pluto for a clean-up operation. So we're kind of dumped in the middle of this, rather than being at the start.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fine with it. It's a quick bring us up to speed. We're then introduced to Dizzy Flores and Johnny Rico, a pair of rookies on their first drop. The voiceover then introduces himself as a reporter named Higgins, sent to cover the campaign with the Roughnecks. He says that Rico will be a legend. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Dizzy is super excited about the first drop. Johnny, not so much. We see Johnny looking at a woman pilot in another ship, and he flashes back to graduation in school, where his friend says she's too rich for him. And at this point, I presume, because it hadn't told us, that was Carmen.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting, bear in mind my knowledge of the film, that they actually have no prior relationship. In the film, of course, they're already boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yes.
In this, that doesn't exist.
Yeah, he's more like a distant admirer.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that exactly. Dizzy brings them back to the now, and the ship launches and heads for Pluto. And I'm banging to the music. I'm like, yeah, this is cool, cool. We see a lot of other ships are launching too. On the ship, Sergeant Bruto is asked about the bugs, and he winds up the new recruits. Razak then arrives and gives his orders. And it turns out he used to be Dizzy and Johnny's teacher. That's something the film also did.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Higgins then makes a fool of himself by asking if they've tried to negotiate with the bugs, and everyone just laughs at him. It instantly tells you what his character is.
Yes.
There are so many times where I get frustrated with him. But without going too far ahead, there's an episode in the Tophet campaign that really hit me here.
Yep.
And I look forward to talking about that one. Razak tells him that bugs want to wipe them all out, and you can't negotiate with something that has no soul. Bit harsh, Razak. You don't know that for sure.
Yeah.
But there you go. Dizzy and Johnny remark that Razak is their command officer before a new recruit arrives. It's Special Ops Carl Jenkins, who happens to be psychic and a friend from Johnny's flashback. So, yeah, everyone's coming in. As they approach the planet, the bugs attempt to shoot the ships down. I do love the Live Forever Apes line.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's cool, yeah.
It kind of ties back to the film as well. Do you want to live forever? That Razak says.
Yep.
And Johnny says in the last scene of the movie.
Yeah.
Come on, you apes, you want to live forever?
Yeah.
Like, it's that. So I do like that. The troopers drop from their ships inside suits. Some control robots while others are on foot. The planet is basically inhospitable for humanity.
Yep.
It's not a nice place to be. They arrive at a research facility that houses scientists and their families. They scan the building and find no movement, but Carl reckons something is inside. Get used to this MacGuffin, dare I say.
Yep.
Which is, what do we do? Carl tells us what to do.
Yep.
That it does happen a little too much.
It does happen, yep.
Yeah, you know. But what are you going to do? These are short episodes, around 20 minutes long.
Yeah, badly,
Yeah. We then see a torn hole in the roof. They go inside, and I got a real Aliens vibe.
Yeah.
Aliens, the second film, when they're going first into LV-426.
Yeah, it's pitch black. And
Yeah.
they've got like the old like 2x2 formation is really good.
Yeah, really got that. But they're then attacked by grunt bugs and are able to defend themselves, but all across the facility, more bugs arrive. An explosion inside startles the group who waited outside, and Dizzy gets in trouble when she almost shoots one of their own. Yes, Dizzy.
Yes.
Carl and Bruto get into it about the latter saying there was nothing inside. The group are then told to come outside to see multitudes of bugs arrive. And I do like this show animation when it gives you bugs in scale.
Yep.
It does look quite good.
Yeah, really good.
It always reminds me of one of my favourite scenes from the movie. And it's when Razak are... What?
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought you were pointing
No.
at something. It's when Razak... it's near the end of the movie when they're defending this outpost. And Razak goes up to put his gun over, and it does this wide shot. And it's just a mass of bugs.
Massive,
and like he stopped because he rushes his face and he's like, "Yeah, we're not able to deal with this." Wicked moment.
We're in trouble.
Yeah, we're in trouble. So it kind of reminds me of that. The group are then told to come outside to fight. Razak orders them to shoot, something Higgins isn't happy about. I thought it was odd.
Yeah.
They launch plasma to create a wall that burns the bugs, giving them 10 minutes to get back up. They move up a ridge to ask for help, but are told they're no help because all the squads are under attack. Razak wonders aloud if the bugs planned this assault. Gossard says they're under attack as a massive flame spewing bug comes out of the ground. A new bug they've not seen before, and bullets bounce off its shell. This is something we did see in the film.
Yep.
In fact, we're actually going to do something the film did.
Yep.
And I'm going to presume the book did as well, because I never read the book. They're under attack, but a ship arrives to rescue them, but the bug with the fire shoots it, forcing it to fly off. The situation seems grave, and I love that the music reflects this.
Yeah, it does. It plays like some proper sad tune.
Sad tune. It does it a couple of times throughout the show, but not overtly, and I always quite like it. Because you're like, okay, this is troublesome. Rico then gets above the bug and jumps on its back while disobeying orders. Once on its back, he sets off a grenade and throws it in the path of the bug, causing the ground to collapse under it and dropping it into a cave. Rico falls in too as the ship comes back to get them out. So in the movie, he smashes its shell and throws it inside and you get quite a gory explosion. Yep. So it's a bit different here, but it's the same effect.
Yeah, in this one, the shells, they can't penetrate it.
That's right, yeah. Bullets don't, you're right, yeah. Carl and Bruto argue about Rico being alive. Razak orders a rescue attempt with the ship to wait a short amount of time. Inside the tunnels, they're attacked by bugs, as is Rico, but his gun jams, forcing him to run. He is saved by Dizzy and Carl, and they make a run for it, coming out in a big cavern with a fire bug which is still alive. It begins to attack them, and Razak orders them to get out. Rico stays and makes the firebug shoot flames down the tunnel, killing the other bugs, so nice idea there. Yep. But also to show you that Rico has smarts. Like,
he's smart, but
he's also risky.
He's also a bit of a rebel too.
Yes.
He obeys orders.
Yes. Outside, in front of the other men, Razak berates Rico, but whispers that it was gutsy to do. That kind of reminds me of Razak from the movie as well, you know? They get on the ship, and Higgins reflects that Psychon released the bugs, realised the bugs were not going to go down so easily. So already it's off to a bad start. We then jump to day 4 of the Pluto Campaign as Higgins reflects on the war going very badly. At a trench, the Roughnecks are trying to hold back the bug forces. We then get some classic Starship Troopers propaganda before we go back to reality. Higgins reflects on the reason Rico signed up as he looks at a picture of Carmen. So he has a picture of her. That's unusual, yeah, only because in a later campaign he asks her out for dinner.
So I'm wondering if maybe they were friends or acquaintances. And I don't know.
Do you have pictures of your friends or acquaintances?
Or maybe it was like a college photo or something.
Then he's been a creeper, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
He's been a creeper. Oh, no.
He's been a pervert.
With her now, with Carmen, she reports to her ship's captain and is reduced to Xander, who she seems to know. We never really get told sort of how they know.
I think I'm pretty sure later on there's a flashback of the I don't know, the dodgeball game.
Oh, the football game.
The football game.
Okay, they do that as well, yeah?
Yeah, shows you the flashback there.
Carmen is told her to go and rescue some scientist, which she questions. Xander tells her not to question orders, and they fly to the planet. He berates her for her speed, and she tells them that they have met in high school. So they actually tell a lie. There was that part. I missed that. Met in high school. I do like the fact that Xander always comes across like a superior officer.
Yes.
It's quite important.
Yeah.
As they get to the atmosphere of the planet, they're attacked by the anti-aircraft bugs. That's the ones that shoot the blue out of their arses. And they're hit and end up crashing on the planet. Bugs are all over them straight away, and they're forced to make a run for the nearby outpost of scientists they are actually supposed to be rescuing. They're let in, and Xander points out that her rifle safety was still on. They won't actually be rescuing anyone. I do like the fact that scientists are, aren't you here to rescue us? Yeah. At the trench, Higgins is saved by Gossard from a bug. Higgins again. He will get better. We promise you. Stick with him.
There's a couple of good episodes coming up.
Indeed. Dizzy's enthusiastic behaviour has the squad laughing at her. As they set off for new orders, they receive a distress call from Carmen and Xander. Xander insists that they contact Fleet to rescue him as he is so important. You instantly give it a bit like, oh, you're a dick as well.
Yeah. He definitely thinks he's more important than he is.
Mm-hmm. But he is. In command.
He's very
important. The Roughnecks head off to offer support and find out that Fleet can't get to them. Inside, Xander thinks they are safe inside, but Carmen wants to double check. And we then see bugs breaking their way in from a loading deck. Yeah. Did no one want to check that place? Rico isn't happy that they're not dealing with the bugs at the outpost. Instead, they're trying to deal with air assault bugs. At the outpost, the bugs are inside, and Carmen is startled by Xander, who gets a little weird with her here. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
I thought it was odd too. But he orders her to call Fleet. While going up the mountain, Rico uses heat sensors to see that Carmen is about to be attacked by a bug, and he disobeys Razak's order to stay off the radio. I did get an order, Rico, here. Yeah. Because there's like 2 episodes in, dude, and you're just disobeying orders constantly.
Well, yeah, so he puts the entire squad in jeopardy to save a girl he likes.
That may or may not even be alive.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Carmen and Xander make their way through the bug-infested facility now, with the scientists dealing with bugs that come their way. They manage to lock themselves in a room, but the bugs are outside. Razak berates Rico for putting the squad at risk. They are then attacked by small crawling bugs who start to snip the ropes holding up the robot as they're climbing this mountain. Yep. Like this nice little tense scene. To save Carl, Rico releases the robot, causing it to blow up at the bottom. Bruto is very mad, but Razak actually tells him it's the right call. Yeah. And it's fair, it is the right call. We're going to kill a trooper for a bit of machinery.
Of course.
Inside the facility, ammo is low. And the Roughnecks are planning to blow up the air assault bugs, as inside the facility, the bugs start to break their way inside. So you've got these two different things going on. Rico is playing hero again, and has 60 seconds to get away from the bomb once it's activated. Inside the facility, the bugs break in as the group escape through some vents, but they're now on the roof and trapped. So it's kind of like a last stand situation. Yeah. Rico sets the bomb off, but is pursued by grunt bugs. The other members of the squad save him and are able to jump over the cliff as the huge bomb goes off. The bugs break their way up onto the roof at the facility, but a ship arrives to save everyone, while Rico watches from afar. Carl tells him that he's the one that saved them before Razak orders them to move out. So, happy ending. Yeah. 3. More battling bugs. Get used to that as well. Just bug fights. It's a war.
It's constant.
It's always something. And the Roughnecks are losing ground. Dizzy is saved as she runs out of ammo, and she has some bants with Gossard, which seems to make Rico jealous. Fuck you, Johnny, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's not my favourite character in the entire thing.
Yeah.
And he does this a lot in the film. And in this.
Yeah, like, I don't want you.
Yeah.
I don't want you, Dizzy, but I don't want you anyone else having
you.
It's weird. All other Pluto battles are being won and lost. Higgins is reporting that the MIA are taking territory. Higgins, playing around with his camera, gets him into trouble, and as the Roughnecks go to head back, they're attacked by a fire bug. Razak sends Rico and Gossard to save Higgins. Gossard is grabbed by a bug, though, and hurt, before more bugs attack, but the rest of the team arrive to save them. Higgins is fine, but you can tell he feels a bit useless at this point. Thought the facial expressions can be quite good for CG.
Yeah.
Later, he arrives at a facility to see Gossard has been helped by Doc. Razak then tells Higgins that he has requested for him to be sent back to Earth, as he is basically useless to us. Rico questions his orders. For fuck's sake, Rico!
Again.
And to punish him, Razak orders Rico to turn Higgins into a trooper. Like, you want him? He's your problem. Higgins promises to not let him down. More battles, and we see Higgins doing a terrible job on the battlefield. He is killed, but it turns out to be a simulation. Rico is beginning to regret his decision.
Yep.
Mouthy git. Dizzy did well, though, and her and Gossard flirt. Rico looks unhappy. It is easy to hate Rico in this episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
Higgins remarks that he is hopeless, but Rico says he's not given up. Rico continues to show him, but again, Higgins fails. In the mess hall, Dizzy is taken food to Gossard, and when Rico questions it, they actually fight over this. Mm-hmm. Damn right. She calls him out on his bullshit.
Yeah, damn right,
Razak then arrives and orders him to get ready. Carl calls out Rico for his behaviour. Good on you, Carl.
Yeah, exactly.
But Rico insists he's just looking out for her. Heard that before, haven't you?
Yep.
Fucking hell. Vector Squad need rescuing. That's the Roughnecks' job.
Yep.
Question for you. I know it's kind of based around him, so it's okay. Does anybody else do anything in this war?
I mean, obviously, there's other squads.
There are.
And obviously, but a lot of time is the Roughnecks saving those other squads.
Yes.
But, I mean...
all the major missions seem to go to the Roughnecks.
It does, yeah. But then I think Razak's quite high in the command.
Oh, respected.
He's high respected. And obviously... I can't say it. If I say what I'm saying, it's going to spoil season 6.
Leave that there. You cannot say that. Absolutely.
No.
We don't want to get ahead. You're right.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Rico is looking after Higgins as they arrive at an all-out battle with Vector Squad. They join the battle from above, but are then attacked by new bugs. We've got flying bugs, so they're now introduced into this series. Razak requests air support, which is sent. Carmen and Xander arrive and start shooting down the bugs. Higgins asks Rico why he stuck his neck out for him, and Rico said it was the right thing to do. So you know that was the right thing to do. Encouraged by this, Higgins tries to shoot some bugs, but misses, and ends up blowing off a bit of the cliff, which then actually kills a bunch by luck. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Take the wins where you can, Higgins. He's then attacked, but manages to defend himself. Razak sees hundreds of flying bugs in the distance heading for Vector Squad. Like that. Vector in deep trouble as fleet arrives. But Carmen gets into trouble and crashes. This lot are useless.
Oh, she's always crashing.
Xander tries to help, but there are too many flying bugs. Razak needs to get the bugs out of the valley. They don't have enough lasers, so Higgins comes up with the idea of using the camera lens to magnify the lasers and draw the bugs in. They're able to draw the bugs in and blow them up. Yep. It's a good plan, and Higgins does something useful. The Roughnecks are then able to go down and help Vector defeat the ground bugs. As Razak calls it in, a bug attacks him and rips his arm off, revealing it to be a metal arm. Yes, that part. He is saved by Higgins. Very important now. Yep. As evac arrives, Razak calls Higgins Trooper. Oh, isn't that cute? I actually like this episode.
Yeah, it's good too.
As they go to leave, they see massive swarms of flying bugs, and Higgins reflects that without knowing where the bugs are coming from, the war is lost. We'll get to where they might be coming from.
Yep.
Day 9 on Pluto, and Higgins says they're in trouble and the war is being lost. The Roughnecks squad end up in some tunnels, but are able to get out before they are contacted and told to come for reassignment. They arrive and meet Lieutenant Walker and find out their new mission is to capture a plasma bug. Oh, Lieutenant Walker.
What a dick.
What a dick, but what a well-voiced dick. I loved him.
Yeah, definitely.
They arrive at an outpost to get supplies but find it wrecked. Walker is given orders and comes across like a dick. He clashes with Razak, who tells him never to speak to him like that in front of his squad again. I like it when Razak gets low and mean. This time when Walker demands to know why they're behind schedule, he's more respectful to Razak about it, having listened. Because even he respects command.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's higher than Razak.
But he was,
Yes, but he knows to respect.
Not to push, Basically, the plan is to capture a baby plasma bug. They arrive at a nest and get ready to deal with the grunt bugs. In the nest, they can't find an infant, but end up being attacked by one. Razak orders them to fire, but Walker orders them not to shoot, so Razak has to knock it out before it can shoot its plasma at him. It's an interesting conundrum.
Yeah.
We need to take it alive, basically, and that's hard work, so I like it. They do get it, though, and as the transporter, Walker points out that what it was doing, it had reached saturation point, about to fire off its blast. Yeah. So basically, it's a fucking bomb now.
Yeah.
On the back of this truck, it's a bomb. They're carrying a bomb that could blow up if you shake too much, that sort of thing. This episode's really good for tense moments. Yeah. Before they can load it onto the ship, they are attacked by more plasma bugs. So they try to escape on a flatbed. The plasma bugs are trying to blow it up. So you get this driving, desperate sequence.
Really cool scene when they're driving. He's got all the fire bullets behind him.
Yeah. The Roughnecks are really unhappy about this situation, which has Walker querying their discipline, which I did like. They arrive at a damaged bridge, and Rika is nominated to carry the bug over the bridge in the truck, not actually carry it.
Okay.
Razak orders them to take it slow, and should something go wrong, to just get out and leave the bug. He says that in full view of Walker as well. Not only does Rico get into trouble, though, on the bridge, but flying bugs arrive and start attacking the flatbed. The Roughnecks are trying to help, but the truck is stuck because the bridge sort of collapsed slightly and the wheel got stuck. They are able to get the truck out and across the bridge, but Gossard slips and blows the bridge by accident. Oh, I forgot about that fucking backwards slip and the missile. And you get that slow motion, where everyone's like,
oh shit.
Loved it.
It's just like a bit of ice or something.
Yeah, something. It might be just some blood or plasma blood, something like that. As it collapses, he makes a jump for it. Almost falls, but Dizzy saves him. They're continuing on, but running out of time. Walker insists that they will take it across an ice field, but Razak says it's a terrible idea, which it is. Yeah. Walker refuses the detour, and unsurprisingly, it all goes wrong. The truck ends up slipping down a cliff, but thankfully the bug is okay. However, the truck is now dead. They're now forced to move the bug by foot by dragging it with ropes and arrive as the ship had actually waited for them. Xander is there, but Walker is a dick to him too, which I thought was an interesting touch. Yeah. Once in the air, Xander reports that the bugs are taking back territories. Their ship is then attacked by plasma coming from the planet. On the radio, they hear the MI are suffering heavy casualties. The baby plasma wakes up. Wonder what's about to happen. Xander reports to Razak that the MI are being forced to retreat, so he comes up with the idea of dropping the baby bug, which is basically a bomb, on the bug troops. Xander is well game for it, which I thought was quite a thing. Yeah. He's like, yeah, fuck, let's do this. Walker's not happy, but they are able to save a lot of troops. And I did like this here. Razak whispers to Walker, tell him it was your idea. And you kind of see Walker go, thinking, this might work in my favour.
It shows that Razak doesn't care about the
plaudits. Absolutely. Yeah. And then Higgins reports afterwards that Walker was given a medal for it. So I like this episode. It's got a bit of everything in it. It's got we've established our characters now. We've learned a little bit more about them. Some need more work, a little bit more work with Bruto, Goss and Doc like that.
Yeah.
But predominantly the main cast are all in place. We then have additional characters from the MI squad coming in to kind of like show you that it's a breathing world. There's more to it than that. I like seeing a different layer to Xander, that when he has to deal with a superior officer, he also wants to disobey and not be so good as well, like that sort of thing. Yeah. And like I said, the greed of people. Walker was just a good character to ground this show.
Yeah. So, and he's back in it later on. So. Mm-hmm.
But for now, nothing changes. The squad are running on empty. Higgins points out that the bugs just keep coming. Razak arrives and orders them to get back out there as they're going into Bug City to try and destroy it. Supposedly, it's below the surface of the planet. I mean, obviously. Yeah. Higgins reports that many squads are looking for the bug HQ, all with different coordinates. Whoever finds it calls in an airstrike and tries to get out alive. I like that last part where it's like, you call in the airstrike, and then...
Good luck.
Good luck, buddy. You know? The Roughnecks find themselves at a tunnel that's being guarded. The plan is to deal with the guards first, which they almost fuck up. Sometimes you wondered if the Roughnecks are that good. Gossard is surrounded by his weapon, but Dizzy jumps in and saves him. And you can tell he's totally falling for her at this stage.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
They make their way into the tunnels, and Carl uses his mind powers to lead him deeper. We then get a flashback to Dizzy doing a medical and being concerned about admitting to being claustrophobic. Yeah. We also see the bugs are tracking the squad. As Dizzy moves through the tunnel, she's attacked by a bug and then saved, and more come. But her head is all over the place and her eyes are red. Big fan of this.
Yeah, I think it's very clever. Like it
it's the sort of thing you would lie about in a medical.
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, you won't get a job basically because she's claustrophobic.
I mean, it would have certainly been a problem for her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like the fact that it's the sort of thing you would lie about. Carl asks if she's okay, but I was a bit like, Carl should know. Like, he should be able to read her, right? But later, I will say, the show will explain why he can't do stuff like that. Well, I'll tell you now. It's because he chooses not to. Yep. Going inside people's minds is an invasion of privacy. It's something he doesn't feel comfortable about, but he could also do damage.
Exactly, damage a person, and he could also get trapped in himself.
Which we will cover in the Topic campaign in detail later in this series. They arrive at a big nest and start working their way through to the middle. It does mean going into tighter confines, though, as the bugs travel on top. I do like that sort of honeycomb-esque nature of this area. It does look quite cool. Yeah. Dizzy is not having a good time, and everyone is beginning to notice now. They are then heard by the bugs, who start smashing their way inside. They fight them off, but blow parts of the nest to keep the bugs off them. I do like that aspect too. Deeper still, they're then attacked by even more bugs as they feel the ground shake below them. Dizzy is having real problems and ends up collapsing as more bugs arrive. They try to hold off the bugs and get Dizzy through the tunnels as a flame bug shoots fire at them. They end up even deeper as Doc checks Dizzy out and he can't see anything wrong, so Razak orders Carl to check her out, and he finds out what is actually wrong with her through some cursory mind stuff. Yep. They can do nothing to help her, so Carl is ordered to go into her head and create some kind of mental block to help her. He is not happy about it. Nope. Absolutely. Nope. But he does it anyway because of the threat to her life.
Yep, I'm following orders too.
Dizzy comes round and she gets a mouthful from Razak. Yep. He is not happy with this bullshit. Rightfully so.
As he says, if you should have told me, if you had told me.
We could have worked around this. We could have worked around it, yeah. She then has some bants with Carl about the contents of her head. They continue on and find the centre of the flying bug's nest but come under immediate attack. Rico loses his weapon because it's fucking Rico. As more ground bugs and fire bugs arrive. They're defending the nest and the plasma bugs start firing at them. The squad start to zipline out, but a plasma bug ends up creating a way out as the nest is blown up. They get out and drop a bomb to finish the job. There we go. Yep. Heroes. It's all quiet until Gossard calls them over and they find themselves actually at Bug City. Miles and miles of incubation chambers. I was a bit like, I did like that because you kind of feel like, they did it. Yep. Oh no, they didn't come fucking close. Razak calls in the firing squad immediately set off to blow it up. The mission is of course a success and the Roughnecks set off. But then we enter brand new territory and an interesting development of how the series would be able to continue on past campaigns. As we see a giant flying bug ship arriving. This thing looks great.
Yeah, it's really well designed.
Really well. It looks like a bug, but it's a ship. And it's massive and it comes with epic music. You're like, okay. It lands, thousands of bugs get off it. and immediately began to take eggs off the ship and lay them out.
Yep.
It basically confirms, as Higgins says, the bugs aren't from Pluto. Mm-hmm. The war has changed. It's not.
It's global now.
Well, he calls it an invasion.
Invasion, yeah.
So they're coming from somewhere, invading planets. And now we're off and rolling fully. That is the Pluto Campaign. It's a really strong start for this show.
Yep.
5 very good episodes that do well to set up a lot of characters. We're telling some individual stories.
Yep.
Mainly, Razak and his position in command is given enough detail here. The loose cannon behaviour of Rico and the... I don't want to say airheadness, but the mistakes Dizzy makes.
Yeah, mistakes of the hidden.
The claustrophobia.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, Higgins is a major developed character throughout, which we learn a lot more about him too as well.
Yep.
Obviously, there's a couple more that need a bit more work. We are getting a bit more with Gossard and Dizzy, and that's quite interesting and stuff like that. But mainly, it kind of feels like, yeah, okay, these are characters. I can go with these characters. I'm enjoying what they're doing. And the story, overall, I feel beginning to end, it isn't always the case with this show, where the campaign doesn't always feel complete.
Yeah.
We feel like, okay, why was that episode there and all that? I feel like this one works.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
You know? Absolutely. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's a great start.
Yeah, definitely. It covered all the bases you want in a first season.
Absolutely. Yeah, with the show, it is best to start from the beginning. Mm-hmm. And you're starting off strongly.
Yeah.
The next video we will do in this will be the Hydora campaign, which, if you know the show, is basically the water level.
The water
campaign. The water levels.
Yeah.
We look forward to talking to you about that. You got any thoughts on the Pluto campaign? You know what to do. Drop them in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon and help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?